Oh, wait, she's here, I think. Let's see here. All right, cool.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. How's it going?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Pretty good. Let me turn my sound down before I blast everybody with the echo. All right, there we go.
Are you able to hear me okay?
Yes, you're loud and clear.
Okay.
The patriot woman herself here. So I was going, well, to let everybody know, this is the narrator of Headlines with a Voice, a really great channel, very Americana. And I noticed you're way into more than just headlines. You have a lot of literature and history on there.
I do. Yeah, I started out just doing the headlines, reading the daily news, but I just couldn't help myself. I had to get my opinion in there.
Yeah. And so you were wanting to talk about this video that caused you some trouble with YouTube, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. The first video, actually, I just want to first say thank you for having me on your show.
Oh,
I
thank
really,
you.
this is really cool. Haven't done this before.
Oh, well,
Um,
that's cool.
I appreciate your invitation. But the first video that caught YouTube's attention was one that I made about, I don't know if you've heard of the new video sharing site. It's called BitChute. Are you familiar with that?
No, but it sounds like I need to jump on it.
Yeah, you do. So it was created by this whiz kid. His name is Feroz Abudakije. It's really difficult to pronounce his last name, but it's basically peer-to-peer, and it's powered by something called WebTorrent. So,
Yeah.
And it works right from your browser. So there's no censorship, it's great. It's great. And all of the big YouTube channels are joining, especially the ones that are being systematically censored. Even Mark Dice is on there.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
They have in the last couple weeks they've demonetized every single video I have.
I never monetized any of my uploads because I figured if I did, it wasn't really why I started my channel. Making money wasn't the primary motivation. But I mean, it'd be nice to make a couple bucks doing it. But I figured if I stayed, if I didn't monetize, it would keep me kind of like off their radar screen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense.
But ever since Charlottesville, things have gotten just really, really bad to where they're pretty much targeting anybody that has a channel that offers an alternative narrative to like the deep state crap.
Yeah,
they're going to get you. Yeah. So the first video that caught their attention was one that I made about BitChute, which was a few months ago, and they deleted it. So they said that I could change the metadata. That was their excuse. They said that I had metadata when I edited that video, that the metadata that I used was incorrect or misleading, which is total crap. That was the best thing that they could come up with. So instead of playing their game, I just deleted it. I figure fuck them.
Yeah, right.
But then the Charlottesville thing, things started really ramping up. I mean, everybody was being censored, was being, had their channels suspended, videos removed. It was getting crazier and crazier. But now this Vegas thing, that's like, I've never seen it this bad. I've never seen it this bad.
And both of them are two hokey events too. So
absolutely. Although I have to say, I have an extended family member that was there with his wife and two other couples
in Vegas.
in Vegas at that concert that evening, and he was shot through the thigh. And the fact that the bullet went through his thigh, it went in and out. The fact that it went through his thigh tells you that there were several people shooting.
Yeah, that sounds more like a high-powered rifle than it does an AR-15.
You know what I mean? And one of his friends that was there was shot in his lower back, and they had to put him into a medically induced coma.
Wow.
So people, I know for a fact that people actually were killed and injured.
That's the same information that I know a lot of people in Vegas. I actually know one that works in a hospital, and they were telling me that no, there was lots of people coming in with gunshot wounds, abrasions from jumping on the ground.
Right.
Several people got injured from being trampled.
Yeah, people. I mean, you can see the fear on the people's faces was real from some of the footage that I've seen. You know what I mean? It just seemed like total mass panic. It didn't look staged. The people in that audience, I mean, it's possible that there were some idiots that decided that it would be a good idea to be some kind of a crisis actor there. But in my opinion, those people, they were, they had no idea what was going to happen. And when those shots, started, when whoever it was started shooting, those people panicked, and that the fear was, it was palpable. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you could see all the sober people trying to do something and the really, really drunk people just standing around.
Like that guy that stood up and flipped him off. Did you see that guy holding the mug of beer?
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah. So, but if you're interested in finding out more about the whole Vegas thing, there is a channel on YouTube, and it's called Scott Binsack. I don't know if you've ever heard of this guy, but of all the uploads that I've seen where people are offering, their theories, this guy has the most compelling one. It's Scott, and the name of the channel is Scott, and the last name is spelled B-I-N, like Nancy, S-A-C-K. It's really, really amazing. He talks about there's a construction site that's kind of catty corner from where that open lot is, where they were holding that performance. Yes. And there are two. Are you talking about the one with
the? I'm sorry.
Yeah, the one with the two towers.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So, and his theory is that I guess he's got contacts and people in Vegas that he knows really well, and they're telling him that there were shooters up in those towers.
That's something that I theorized because it overlooks the venue.
Exactly.
And not to mention the whole symbology of this. Instead of 9/11/01, it's Route 91 on 10/01, so it makes a 9/11/01 in the numbers anyway. And then you got those two towers there, and all of the occult stuff in front of the Sphinx. The whole thing was obviously an op on several different levels.
I agree with you. And then those photos that they have of Paddock, in his room, where supposedly his brains are blown out. I mean, it's definitely a corpse. Do you
think that's even him? Because it doesn't really look like him.
You know what? I'm surprised it hasn't been taken down. But I noticed in that one photo that the mainstream media was putting out right after that shooting first occurred, they had there's a photo of Paddock with his girlfriend next to him, and it looks like he has a shot glass. He's about to take a shot of something. Yeah. You've seen it with the plaid shirt. It's like the most distributed photo of him on the internet.
About the one with the
where he has like a tattoo of the number 13 on his. I
actually just thought that was turkey neck myself, but
I looked at a whole bunch of different photos just to make sure. I'm talking about from different sources, and it looks like a tattoo to me.
So it's definitely more than one than just that picture then.
Exactly. On every single photo, version of that photo, you see the number 13 over his Adam's apple area right there. Well, wow. when you see that dead guy in his hotel room, there's no 13.
Not only
I
that, and
mean,
that guy has moles on his neck that Paddock
I
doesn't have.
I noticed that too, but I didn't even want to bring that up because I wasn't sure if that was blood spatter. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I don't, who knows what the hell really went on? You know, who knows? There were shootings in different hotels that they're
Yeah,
not talking about, the Bellagio, and I think there was another one called the Aria Spa or the Aria Resort. I mean, it's like the whole place went up, you know,
I heard reports of shooters at the New York too.
yeah, yeah. So I don't know.
Not
Personally,
people
I think
tell them.
their agenda is just to control, 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 take the guns away, you know, and clamp down even harder. I mean, because the deep state hates Trump, you
Yeah,
know. They've been fighting against him since before he was inaugurated, you
that's
know.
right. And there's a bigger scheme here. I don't know if you got a chance to see any of my videos, but the CEO of the MGM Grant sits on the board of Homeland Security's. I got my notes right here. I always forget. It's a big old long tongue twister thing. The National Infrastructure Advisory Council and Critical Infrastructure Security Affiliate, something. But whatever. Basically, he's one of the guys that votes on the new security measures that will go in there, and he's connected to OSI and the Turnoff Group. So they'll have backscatter machines
And I'm
and
sure that he's a major investor in all the subcontractors that are going to be installing those
yeah,
devices, you know.
yeah.
So it's just like Halliburton, you know. It's all about money, and it's about money and control,
Oh,
you
definitely.
know. So,
I wanted to ask you too. I don't know if you've ever watched Dave Chappelle.
oh yeah,
Okay, well, he has a little skit there where they joke about whenever the police shoot a black man, you know, instead of explaining it, they just sprinkle some crack on it, right? And that's what that picture of Paddock looked like to me because the shell case. It was so funny that I came across your video because I just did a video saying a good majority of the same things like that bothered me, like how the shell casings are completely clean, they're on top of the blood, and the fact that it looks like there's two separate stains at different times.
exactly. Some of the blood looks fresher, and then the blood, then other areas look like it's already dry. I mean, to me, it looks like somebody blew that poor bastard's brains out and then dragged him in there, because
Yeah,
I think that and aside from that, the way his body's positioned, do you really think that if he really, you know, put a gun in his mouth and blew out his brains, that he would, like, when he's through with that, lay down perfectly with his legs perfectly straight and his arms next to him? You know, I mean,
well,
it's
that
like
body
he's
is what
perfectly laid
set me
out.
off. That body's what set me off. Supposedly, he's shooting these high capacity round things, which makes the guns hot. When you go through a couple of 100 rounds, the gun gets hot,
Exactly.
and they showed this picture of him with no shoes and no socks on and no gloves. You know,
Yeah,
like
it's phony. I mean, you know, I feel sorry for the guy, whoever it is that they killed. I mean, I
yeah,
don't know if that's Paddock.
I don't. I bothered to go look at quite a few suicide pictures of people that shot themselves through the mouth. Very few of them got lower in their neck where they didn't have brain matter everywhere.
Exactly.
And whatever that was on the floor, it's either coagulated just straight blood or it's syrup or effects.
There'd be a lot more big pieces of the back of his head. Yeah,
Yes.
definitely. Definitely. Yeah, well, we'll never know. We'll never know.
And you made a really good point in that video that I didn't even think of because I'm tripping on all of the CCTV footage. If this guy's supposed to be spending millions gambling nonstop, there should be thousands and thousands of hours of him in Las Vegas.
And different pictures, aside from that stupid one where, you know, where he looks like he's, you know, he looks like he's like on some kind of downer standing there, that picture that they keep on circulating. That's
They
like the
always
only picture on the planet of this guy. And that can't, you know, I don't know. Yeah, you're
and
right.
like you were saying though in your video, you would have a bunch of like just employees like you know the housekeeping and the security guards and all these people wanting to make their own statements around the main
Exactly.
screen. You
Yeah.
don't see any of that.
None. And the Mandalay Bay is shut down. I don't know if they've reopened yet, but since then that place is shut down and locked down, which
I'm
is
actually
really
expecting
weird.
them to knock it down.
Really.
Just in my judging by the properties next to it, you see the empty lots that they've already. I guess that was the Hooters, is what somebody told me that was across the street. That's gone where they left the weird smokestacks.
Towers. Yeah.
And then there's another lot off to the right if you're looking north on the map, because I kept Google Earth in it.
Right.
So I'm surprised if they knock that down and build a whole new $1 billion thing here, and they'll have lots of money to do it, and then they're going to be putting in these machines everywhere. Like there's not enough security in Vegas. It's like one of the most secure places in America.
Yeah, I was reading earlier today that some people believe that even the rooms are bugged, the actual hotel rooms.
I wouldn't be surprised by that, because you go there and you sign on the contract when you get in the room that
you have no privacy.
And they come in, and if you have a firearm in the room, they'll take it downstairs and make you come get it.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They already tell you they're going to be in the room when you're not there.
Yeah, I haven't been to Vegas in a long time. I hate that place because everybody's drunk, and I can't stand being around drunk people.
I don't drink or gamble, so there's not really much for me to do there. But I have been there to like some technology shows and different stuff like.
Yeah. So, well, we'll see what happens. I personally, and another thing, that video that really pissed off YouTube, the one that we're talking about that I uploaded, they told me that they removed it. It's still up. They sent let's see, that was over 24 hours ago is when YouTube sent me that email.
You have an original, right?
That video is still up.
That's amazing. And
I mean, that just goes to show, that's a perfect example of how absolutely inept, it's, I don't know. At first I thought, well, maybe this is a joke. Maybe somebody somehow hacked into my account and is pretending that they're YouTube. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I doubt that.
The video is still live. It's still live.
And you do have an original of this, right? So that
I have copies of everything. Yeah.
Let's say, so even if it does go down, you can put it on other platforms.
It's on my BitChute channel.
Okay.
And I have it saved to, my hard drive and to another device, because can you imagine 400, 500, 600, 700 videos, and you wake up one morning and your channel's gone and all the work that you've done is gone?
Yeah, I've actually been expecting that, because I didn't start making videos until January or March of this year. And then there was already all kinds of weird stuff about demonetization and censoring. Right. And I'm totally against all of that. For Facebook, Twitter, whatever, they're all doing it.
Yeah. I mean, it's only a matter of time before they shut me down. It's really hard for me to not really be myself, because sometimes at the end of certain articles, I mean, it's just most of the people that write the articles that I narrate are they're left-leaning lunatics. So, sometimes at the end of the articles, I'm so frustrated that I just put in a narrator's note to give my own opinion, just because I just want to make sure that whoever's listening doesn't think that that's where I'm coming from, And
your videos are pretty straightforward to what you're trying to point out.
Well, yeah, and it's really difficult to find articles written by conservative journalists.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And so sometimes I'm compelled to record a narrator's note at the end of them, and I know that those are going to get me shut down, because I'm pissed sometimes. The
woman, the CEO that runs that, she's extremely.
God, she's so crazy. I mean, she's literally certifiable. She talks about microaggressions. The CEO of one of the biggest, most successful video sharing platforms on the planet, and this crazy bitch talks about microaggressions like it's a thing.
Yeah, and not only that, they constantly bombard you with this microaggression and trying to limit words at the same time as they're completely trying to go overboard and offend anybody that's on the opposite way of thinking. And they have no problem with saying names, calling names, being violent,
exactly.
Any of that stuff.
They're so hypocritical.
Microaggression.
You know what you know what you need to do when we're finished with this? You need to go to Mark Dice Mark Dice's channel on BitChute, and
Okay.
you need to or actually he also has it on his YouTube channel. You need to check out the video that he posted earlier today about another one of his uploads that YouTube deleted because it violated some kind of community guidelines. And
Yeah,
then
and then he did it again. He did it again basically without showing anything. He just covered all of the same stuff again.
no, but he did this actually earlier this morning, and they said that what he was actually talking about, that African American guy that walked into that
Sure.
church and shot up a bunch of white people, whatever.
Yeah.
And they said that it was violating the YouTube's community guidelines. But then in that video, he adds part of a video that's on YouTube of some whacked out, I think the guy's from Somalia.
Yeah.
He's got these
The
two
knife.
knives. Yeah, and he's talking about castrating President Trump. And
That's,
this, and then
that's okay though.
it's still up. And you're going to talk about violating community guidelines?
Yeah.
It's insane. So it's only a matter of time. It's
Yeah,
only
it's
a
only,
matter of
it's
time.
only in one direction, and that's the one that's not
Absolutely.
theirs.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I agree with you. It's unfortunate, but that's why you need to get on BitChute. You need to get on BitChute because
Check that out tonight.
I talked to one of the people that administrates that site, and they're working on monetization. They have several companies that are already interested. Okay, so they said by the end of the year they should have that part of the site up and running to where you actually get paid for your content.
Yeah, and I was never expecting to get paid with this. I just wanted to make kind of like music videos that do what you do, but in my own way, where I show the pictures and try to make it obvious.
Oh, I see. Yeah, but I'm just saying, you know, it's
so whatever.
just imagine a YouTube where you're not censored.
Right.
And where you know you don't have that kind of like, oh man, I wonder if they're going to get pissed off about that, or I wonder if some whacked out person's going to watch it and then flag it. That's the worst.
Yeah.
You know, all they have to do is flag it, and then it's immediately suspended until they review it.
Yeah, and who is reviewing this?
Oh God, I have a picture of them in one of my videos. It's really creepy.
Yeah, it feels like I have a little bunch of probably middle-class white kids that just got out of college.
Yeah, they have no clue what's going on.
Yeah. I saw a girl blow up on Owen Schroyer from InfoWars. I don't know if you saw that video, because he was wearing a Make America Free Again hat. And they seemed to think that there was something wrong. And I kept thinking, does that girl not ever think of what the opposite of free means?
They have no idea. They have no idea. And it's the public school system. It's the university system. It's completely poisoned, and it's been that way for decades. It's been that way. And there's nothing that you can do to help these kids and these young adults. They're so brainwashed. The guys are women, and the women don't know what the hell they are. And nobody has any balls. So, nobody has any courage. They have nothing there's no point of reference. They're not patriotic. They know nothing about history. It's all white people are bad. White men are the reason for all the evils that have ever occurred in the history of humanity.
Yeah.
And they never even consider, gee, what would life be like if we didn't have those genius white guys throughout history inventing all of the wonderful things that we enjoy today? Wonder what life would be like.
Well, even from a different perspective I have, because I'm mixed. So I think about it like this. If people wouldn't have colonized North America, I wouldn't exist. Period. I just, the people wouldn't have met. They wouldn't have married. There wouldn't have been the bloodline that I'm from. I wouldn't exist. So why would I worry about the past? I'm worried about now. Now, you can learn from the past, but you live in the now.
Exactly. I agree with you. But all they ever do is look at the past, the past, the past, the past.
So tell us about your alias, because I think that is a great thing. And
Nancy Morgan Hart. I think that of all the women during the Revolutionary War period of the United States, she's the one, I'm sorry, with the biggest balls.
Yeah.
She really, I mean, her husband went off to fight in the war, and she was actually made famous for actually capturing capturing 6 British soldiers that came into her home after they killed her last turkey and expected her to cook it for them. Okay.
Yes.
So she got them totally drunk on some homemade liquor that she had. And once they were, pretty well sauced, she took their guns away. And when one of them tried to attack her, she shot him, and the rest she had hung. So, hey,
And,
I love that.
I read a big story about this, so ironically, a while back, where they were talking about that was a myth, but then some people found the house, and there really are 6 dead people buried.
Skeletal remains. That's
Their
right.
necks were broken, some of them, so they were probably hung.
Right.
Just
Right.
like the story. So it seems corroborated. Or
I thought it was, I just think that her story is amazing. I mean, if you want to talk about a strong woman, then Nancy Morgan Hart.
and that's true feminism.
Exactly. Exactly. Not attacking men, but being strong within yourself. You can have strength as a woman without trying to take the strength away from men.
And you notice the modern feminist movement is all about the opposite of empowering women. They don't want you to have guns. They don't want you to talk what you want to, you can't say what you think.
Right.
You have to fit into their little mold of PC, whatever that is. I don't know.
Politically correct. It's double speak. Whatever it is that they're saying, it actually means the opposite. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I notice most of these women, not to be mean, but the more feminist they try to be, the less
uglier
attractive.
they are.
And I'm not talking about looks totally. I mean, just
They're
rotten.
just unattractive for inside and out.
Yeah, and I wouldn't want to be around anybody like that, man or woman. So
I agree with you. Oh, they're gonna take this video down.
I actually, that's a secret goal of mine.
To have one of your videos taken down?
No, I want to put, my whole point of this channel is F censorship, fuck censorship. If you shut me down, then you prove my point.
Yeah, but you can't, that you won't be able to communicate with your audience anymore once you're shut down.
That is true. So I've been trying to, take it easy, but still, that's still kind of a little thing I have. Like, I feel like I'm doing something when they do that. I must be on the right track.
You are. When they start to target you and mess around with your content, that means that you're getting close to the truth. But that's why it's important for you. I know I keep pushing this. That's why it's important for you to create a BitChute channel, because whatever you upload to YouTube, it automatically uploads to BitChute. So it's not like you have to do it twice. That's the best part.
And I just opened a VidMe account.
Man, don't, yeah, you're wasting your time.
They won't let you put that much content. You have to wait a week unless
exactly, and you have to have like 60 people that subscribe to your channel before they even consider putting you in the search results. It's like, really? Bye-bye. Thank you.
Yeah,
bye-bye.
Right. And I'm running an ultra ghetto setup here. I mean, I have a $600 laptop. I got some Amazon cameras and mics, and I'm not a rich guy, but I figured, why not? I can do it too.
Exactly. The more people that do it, that are, not necessarily lunatics, the better it is for us. There are plenty of whack jobs on YouTube. We need more normal people like you.
You say lunatic, but whenever I talk about any topic I talk about, whether it's government censorship, poison in the food, the water, the air, I mean, whatever it is, you get that look from supposed normal people that you are a lunatic, because
that just goes to show you how successful the brainwashing, has been. Absolutely. I mean, it blows my mind. People that drink tap water just even if you filter it. I have one of those Brita water filter jugs. That water, I
Once they
use
got the fluoride, though.
I use that for my pets. Okay.
Yeah.
I drink bottled water. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? So that's like if you ask somebody what they think about fluoride in the water, or ask them what kind of water they drink and cook with, and from that point on, you'll know whether you know they're brainwashed or whether they're awake.
And it really trips me out that some people are I don't know if it's their good genes or what, with even with all of that, they're still pretty sharp. And
Yeah.
I never really liked tap water in the first place. I always
No,
had it
it kind of makes
long
me
before I knew
shudder.
why.
Ugh, it kind of like my body's rejecting it. It wants to reject it, like that feeling like, ugh, you know, I can't drink it. I can't even smell it. It's just something, my body's just screaming, no, no. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Just realized I got all the cats broke loose.
your cats broke loose?
Yeah, I usually lock them up because they bother me. Like if they know I'm
Aw.
somebody, they'll come in here and yell at me or whatever. And I just realized they're running around now, so they got loose. Whatever. Maybe they'll be quiet.
Well, I have something that I have to go to in about 15 minutes. So
Okay.
we're going to have to say goodbye, but I'd like to do this again.
You're welcome on my channel anytime. I tell every guest that comes on here that this is an open platform for you. If they shut you down, you can come right over here, take over my channel. I mean, it's not about like I said, I don't have enough people to get worry about getting paid anyway, and it's more about fun for me. It's like an outlet, like video games. So I'm not even trying to be political. I'm just trying to tell people, you know, like wake up to
your point of view and what you feel is going on. Yeah.
Yeah, and that fluoride thing, I mean, you
That's
know,
really creepy.
I feel like I've been robbed because I didn't know about it growing up, and I'm sure I intook a lot of that, and I kind of wonder what my IQ would be if I never would have.
Well, you know, there's some things, actually quite a few things that you can do to mitigate that. You know, you just do a search on YouTube or on Google and like put in let's see, fluoride removal or cleansing or whatever, detoxification.
Oh, yeah, like a heavy metal detox.
Exactly. And there are a few things that you can do that supposedly really do work, you know.
Well, just when I never, like I said, I never really liked, but I drank a lot of soda and different stuff, and I'm sure it has it in there too.
Well, I've got a couple of videos that a couple of uploads that I did within the last 2 or 3 weeks, the last 2 weeks, about bottled water, okay, that you think is clean that actually has fluoride put into it.
After they filter it, then
exactly, it's disgusting.
Well, just out of curiosity, what bottled water do you drink? I try to. It tastes good to me as Fiji water for some reason. If I have to buy out of the store.
Let's see. I want to say Crystal Geyser, but I'm not sure if that's the one. That's one of the only ones that actually doesn't have fluoride in it. That one, and one that's really difficult to find from Finland. It's a glacier. I think it's water from. It's actually a glacier that's melted, and they collect the water. It's amazing, but it's very difficult to find. Yeah. So
I have several of those gravity fed stuff, and we don't even drink that water. I give that to the cats. I filter their water. You know, I'm worried about their fluoride intake.
Exactly. No, absolutely. Yeah. My bird and my dog, they get the filtered water. I would never even consider getting. Huh?
Not just fluoride. They got chlorine in there and pharmaceutical drugs in there.
You have no idea what the stuff. I did did a little bit of research on the water source, on our water source here, and it's really scary. It's really scary.
Yeah, I did the one in Maryland when I lived there, and they had everything in there from Valium to Xanax to paint.
And they say, oh well, yeah, it's like 1/10 of 1 billion per this, and it's like, you know what? It adds up. Okay. Yeah. It adds up, and you guys can come up with a better place to dump your crap other than our, you know, water source.
Well, this is my theory behind fluoride, because it's what's it, fluorosilicic acid, and it's used in the making of aluminum and concrete and stuff. Mm-hmm. Well, the EPA won't allow these companies to just go dump this out into the river or into the lake. But what they can do is sell it to municipalities where human beings become their filter for free.
Exactly. It's disgusting. It's
Yeah, and basically that's what they're using us for, is toxic disposal,
right, right. Absolutely.
with the added benefit of altering your personality and IQ and all of the other
And your
stuff.
testosterone level and everything else. And don't even get me started on the chemtrails.
And, you know, I thought I was living really bad, but I'm 40 years old, and all the other people I see that I grew up with that are my age, they're looking rough, let me tell you.
Yeah, yeah.
And I don't know why.
Processed food, processed food.
And then once I got a kid is when I really started researching into stuff. So
Yeah.
I've been going out of my way to keep his diet clean and make him understand what it is that's in the food and why you should.
It's really important. Oh, your cats?
Yeah, he just jumped on the table.
It's been really nice talking to you.
You too, and I'd love to have you on again anytime you would like to break down one of these. Like, obviously, your channel doesn't need my help, but
what I'm going to do is, as soon as we're finished with this, I'm going to upload a quick message to my subscribers. So how soon will you be able to upload this to your channel?
Actually, this is live, so it'll be, as soon as we turn it off, it's already there.
Okay, awesome. So within a couple of minutes, expect a whole bunch of people to come and listen to this.
I'll appreciate it, and I've been talking about it all week, pretty much. So
great.
I couldn't help it.
Thanks for having me.
You too, and I appreciate it. And anybody on my channel, please check out Headline News with the narrator there. Headline News with a Voice.
Headlines with a Voice.
Yes. All right. And that is a great channel, from history, literature, and breaking down stuff.
Okay. Bye-bye. You take care.
Bye-bye. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
Let's see here. And I will check to see if anybody's in the chat room. Hello. You guys, anybody there? Well, that was a really cool guest, and her channel's great. Let me tell you, I went there and got stuck watching that. I mean, she breaks down things really good. She's on the same trip that most of us are on. When things don't make sense, she's right on it, and she has some really cool literature, like audio book type stuff that she narrates, and it's really great. I would suggest you check out her channel. She was sweet, yes. Well, her name is Nancy on the channel there, so she's keeping her identity anonymous, which that's fine with me. And but you check out her channel. She breaks it down and speaks very well, very highly educated. Way is it what? Way is it? Oh, what is it? It is Headlines with a Voice. And I'll go ahead and put the link to her channel in the description right after I'm done, so you guys can check that out. And she really dives into the Las Vegas thing really good. So I'm going to go ahead and cut off here because I just got informed that I have to go break up some German Shepherds fighting. But I'm going to be working on some music videos and plan to have some really cool guests coming up. So thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Was there any questions that you had specifically that I can answer? Good to hear others talk. Yep. It's Headlines with a Voice. And I'm going to go ahead and put up all of her stuff and maybe even give like a little preview to her channel. I suggest you go look at her channel. It's great. No big deal, Chris. I'm actually getting off right now. I appreciate you coming, though. I know Jeff. I think Jeff was on at the same time. So I imagine half of my subscribers come from channel 27, Leak Project, and Jeff's channel. And I wanted to take the time out to thank everybody that came from those channels to check me out and giving me your time and your attention span for however long you feel like doing it. All right, so you guys have a good night. I may or may not come back on tonight. I have a little bit of stuff I want to talk about, but I might do that tomorrow. And I appreciate everybody coming. And I'm going to get off of here.